Hello, and welcome back to Uhigh First Take. I'm Jackson Flaxen Waxen. Here's my well underdressed partner, Ryan. So today our topic is on the economic impact of that the Olympic Games had on Rio de Janeiro's economy. I'll start off here with looking at some tourism figures here. Basically, during the course of the Olympics, Rio de Janeiro got record tourism figures with 1.17 million tourists, and that would boost the local economy of Rio de Janeiro because tourists are staying at hotels, they're eating at restaurants, and they're shopping at stores and places like that. And according to the Olympic.org, this earned Rio de Janeiro $6.2 billion over the course of the Olympics. Pretty impressive stuff.
That's pretty good record numbers for tourism, but the people that went there had problems that they faced, like the Zika virus. That definitely scared some people away once they got there, or even people like that were planning on going kind of got scared away from the virus. And then in the future, that can also scare people away from coming to Rio because they don't want to get in trouble with the virus if somehow it would affect them. They also had sewage problems, which affected not just the people watching the games, but also the Olympic athletes themselves. Like some people had to buy cases of water because it wasn't clean to drink the water provided for them. Also, that leaves a bad mark on Rio as a poor country. It makes them look bad. And then maybe in the future people won't want to go to Rio because of the problems shown in the Olympic Games.
Good point.
You said how much did they make overall?
6.2 billion overall.
According to USA Today, they were expected to pay around $15 billion total for the games, and that $15 billion isn't really helpful for the economy because at the time Rio was in process of impeaching their president, along with the government declared an official state of financial emergency, which does not help the economy at all or the people living in it.
Well, I would argue that 16 billion?
Yeah, somewhere
That's
there.
not going completely to waste, because what it did was it improved the infrastructure of the city, right? So I'm talking about enhanced roads, airports, hotels, railroads, and just other public facilities that benefit the public long after the Olympics end. That kind of a long-lasting impact on the city itself.
Yeah, that's good. They did also build a lot of events for buildings for the Olympics, for the games.
Yeah.
But sadly, as a lot of us have seen through photos over the internet, the buildings are just left abandoned. No one uses them. A lot of people were moved out of their homes, so they'd use that land that the people were living in to build arenas, venues for the Olympic Games. And those people were supposed to be moved to equal housing, but sometimes they weren't. They were given not fair housing as they had before. So that affects them because the land now is not being used and everything just getting left to waste basically by the Olympic Games. And so it's all just sitting there rotting away.
Well, even if that is true, there's still the temporary job boost that came up from the Olympics. 16,000 jobs were created for the construction of those buildings. And this creates employment opportunities, but it also creates training. They're temporary jobs, but it creates training for those people for their future. And I think that's beneficial to them, to the city.
It is. I found that on the Olympic.org that when the jobs are available, they're not by people that are unemployed taking them. Majority of the jobs are by people that already have jobs. They're just getting extra money on the side by working at the games. Because in the last Olympics, it was like 87% of the people that were working at the games were people that already had jobs. So it's not people that are jobless getting jobs by working at the games. It's people with jobs already having another job, getting more money. So it's not necessarily boosting the unemployment rate. It's just more people getting extra cash on the side, and they already have a job, and affecting people that don't have jobs.